Hi, it's Stephen DiPietro from servicewithpurpose.net. In customer service environments, like many other environments, we often ask people to try to do something. Try to deal with that difficult customer. Try to work the cash register. Try to stack the shelves. Try. There are lots of problems with this issue of getting people to try things. You see, trying gives people an excuse not to accomplish. Oh, I tried my hardest. Or it's a judgmental issue where you become a person who, as the boss or as the leader, you're all of a sudden judging whether a person tried or didn't try. And that's a very difficult thing to reconcile between yourself and the individual who you're talking about. You didn't try hard enough, or thanks for trying. Now, you might think that they've tried as hard as they can, but the staff member didn't try as hard as they could. Or you think they didn't try as hard as they could and they actually tried as hard as they could. So you get into these massive discussions and real deep-seated, sometimes even anger about whether someone tried or didn't try. I want you to think about an airline pilot. The first time they get in behind the cockpit with 150 or 300 people on board, they don't try to fly the plane. They just fly it. Think of a doctor. A doctor, the first time they operate on someone, they don't try to complete the operation, they do the operation. Now, back to the airline pilot. The airline pilot, he does quite a few, or she does quite a few things about learning how to deliver the first instance they're asked to. There's all sorts of training, there's simulation, there are all sorts of tools involved, so that when they get to that point, they're actually doing. I remember back to Star Wars, and Yoda once said to Luke Skywalker, "Luke, there is no try, there is only do." And I think we need to think about it that way when it comes to customer service. Oh, by the way, I love that quote. Now, a plumber does the same thing. They don't try to fix your tap. You expect them to actually fix the tap. Why is customer service any different whatsoever? Now, in customer service, why is it that it's okay to say, oh, try to use a cash register, try to deal with a difficult customer? There is no try, just do. So before you can expect somebody to do something, because after all, the customer is expecting delivery, they're not expecting you to try, they're expecting you to do something. So what can you do in a customer service environment that can help you to achieve this? And I think we can learn from the doctors and the airline pilots as to how you can get from this try to do every single time. So what do? There are 5 things. I think the first thing is you need to have clear instructions. Clear instructions as to how to complete the task. Sounds obvious, but we all know that that doesn't always happen. Number 2, you need the correct tools. Do you have all the information at hand for to help serve the customer? Do you have the right cash register? Do you have the right computer system? Do people have the history on file of exactly everything that's happened? Do they have all the bits and pieces they need to mix and match what the customer wants on the spot? So the second thing is you need those tools. Number 3, expectations. What are the expectations of the person serving the customer? Again, we often don't think about the expectation. We just say, I'll go and try to serve the customer, not knowing when there's an end to it, not knowing what you expect to be the standard. So expectations, number 3. Number 4 is simulate. Now, when I say simulate, it doesn't just mean the uncomfortable, the uncomfortable role plays, which a lot of people do steer away from. They are extremely powerful, and I think they're a great tool to use. Sometimes we go away from them because we think, oh, it's too difficult, they won't like it. But you think of doctors and airline pilots, they simulate all the time. They simulate. We can also do it, we can also simulate by not by necessarily doing the simulation, but by learning from others. So if I'm in a leadership position, I might tell people that work for me, and I'll say, in my experience, when this happened to me, and it might not have happened to you before, but it will happen in the future. This is how I dealt with it. This is how I felt. This is how it came, the outcome. So you can teach through simulation via experience. Don't just depend on role plays. Although they're massively powerful, we do tend to shy away from them and therefore stop the simulation altogether. So simulate by learning from others. And number 5 is Quite simply, just do it. Just get out there and do what you need to do. So back to Yoda. Luke, there is no try, there is only do. My name is Stephen DiPietro from servicewithpurpose.net and hope you have an awesome day.